Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever, the maiden voyage of the Multiple Idiots podcast. I'm your host. I'm Mike O'Keefe. I am a man of 28 years. I've recently, in the last 3 years, started dating what's referred to in popular culture as a woman. And she has a ton of friends. She has a ton of great friends, and they all got married over the past 3 years, and we've had to go to a million of these weddings. Happy to do it. Any reason to put on a suit and drink 15 rum and cokes, I'm there. But I noticed that at every single one of these weddings, the bride has like 17 bridesmaids, like an army. And then the groom has like 3 dudes, one of which is the bride's brother. And it always bums me out. It makes me sad. Like, that guy should have more people. He should have more human beings on his side. And it terrifies me because I know I'm going to have to be a part of one of these weddings one day, hopefully, if all goes well. So I need to draft multiple idiots. I need a team of dudes on my side up there so I don't look like a moron on her big day. It's not my big day. It's her big day. So that's what I'm doing. I've got a podcast. I'm getting people together. I'm rounding up a gang, a posse, and we're going to do it. Tyler Snodgrass from We Still Like You is on the show. Yeah, I tell you what, on iTunes, throw us a review, throw us a rating. I'd really appreciate that. And find us on all your social medias at Multiple Idiots. Let's get into it right now. Here we go. My first guest. A man I've known for probably 5 years?
Yeah, probably around 5.
5 years. A fantastic comedian, a great musician, a podcast producer in his own right, a travel buddy, a Southern dandy. Would you say that?
Maybe Ozarkian dandy.
Ozarkian dandy.
A little different.
That's whatever.
Close enough, though.
A raider of the Bible Belt. Yakov Smirnoff's former best friend. And one of my good buddies, Tyler Snodgrass, is here. Thanks for coming and helping me out.
Hello. Well, thanks for having me, Mike.
So we're both comedians here in beautiful Chicago, Illinois.
Beautiful Chicago, Illinois.
The city of brotherly love. The city of light. The
Bean
Big
Town.
Apple. Bean.
Cloudgate Town.
Listen, if you're calling it the Bean, I know you're not from here, baby.
That's right.
Cloudgate.
We call it Cloudgate.
That's Cloudgate.
We call it Willis Tower.
That's Cloudgate Mirror Lagoon. Know what I'm saying? That is what it is.
What it is.
But I think we got along from like day one, right?
Yeah, I think, we're not from real close to each other.
No, I'm from Detroit originally.
Yeah, and I'm from Southwest Missouri. But I think we've got a similar, we're boys with hearts of gold, but we love scumbaggery.
We really love being dipshits. We really do. Yeah. We really do. And we both grew up pretty religious, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt.
You're more of like a mega church guy.
Well, I'm blessed to not be a mega church guy, but I'm from an area where there's a lot of mega churches.
Okay. Yeah. And I grew up fire and brimstone Irish Catholic.
That's
just
right.
All the guilt, all the shame. Yeah. I'm sweating right now because I thought about the word shame.
You're friends with a Protestant, and and you feel weird about it.
And I'm like, oh man, if my grandpa knew, he would give some guns to a guy, and then he would blow up my car as soon as I started it.
You're out of the fam.
Just really get after me. But yeah, we. I feel like Coles was where we really, kicked it off.
I mean, I don't remember any of it.
Me neither. 100%.
To our credit, we became friends.
None of it.
Despite being blackout.
Oh, 100% hammered all the time.
All the time. It was a doozy of a first year in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, that was I think that was during my time in Chicago where I had a girlfriend who lived somewhere else.
Yes, you did. I do remember this.
Not to get different gal altogether, but it turns out when I have a girlfriend who's not in town, even if it's my girlfriend and she's not in town, I take that as my cue to just get hammered. It's like, no one's going to yell at me for this. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to pretend like it's a wedding.
It's like when a dog finds food and he's like, I don't know what I'm going to eat again. So he just eats until he gets sick.
Oh my God. man, what if they stop making PBR when she gets back? I better drink all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've had a couple road adventures. We had just a mythical weekend down in South Bend.
Really, my first club show. Is thanks to you.
For sure. Yeah, it was a big old thanks to you.
Yeah. You trusted me with some feature sets, and we went down and really townied it up over St. Patrick's Day weekend.
St. Patrick's Day weekend
of all weekends
in South Bend, Indiana, the home of just like there's the Vatican, but then there's the Vatican of guilt, and that's Notre Dame. 100%.
Yeah,
because there's like that already Catholic guilt, but then there's also that guilt of like you didn't get in, so you ain't good enough, motherfucker. You got to root for this jackass team.
Yep.
Full of people who are a lot more talented than you.
That university is so Catholic that I think you might know better than I do, but isn't it in the last couple of years they became their own like city? They got their own zip code, like at least. So
yeah, there's now South Bend, Indiana, and then there's Notre Dame, Indiana.
That's right.
And it is like an enclave unto itself.
Yeah. It really is the Indiana Vatican.
Man, if they're not making that T-shirt tomorrow, that's a dumb idea.
That's the first merch for this podcast.
That's the first merch for the podcast. Someone tell the merch podcast guy.
Stamps.com. There's a man named Stamps.
Lisa, you and your mattresses are printing Indiana Vatican on all of this shit. But like, man, that was a really fun weekend too because of two ridiculous things that happened. Do you remember that karaoke bar we went to?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know one for sure you're referring to.
Yeah. Oh man. What was that? Refresh my memory. What, like,
I don't remember what it was called, if that's what you're asking.
I don't think people who own it remember what it's called. But like Friday night karaoke that's Townie 101.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that was the place also they had, it was like 32-ounce Bud Lights for like $3.
It was like a bucket.
Yeah.
And not a pitcher. Like I understand a pitcher, $5. There you go. Knock yourself out. They're going to give you 3 cups. You're there with your buddies. This is like for one person.
Yeah.
Like supposed to be for one. Just, oof.
I mean, but you can't turn that deal down.
You really can't. Listen, you really can't. You really can't.
And we couldn't.
And we didn't.
So we drank
numerous times.
And didn't we? I think we just waited to do karaoke, but we never did.
Oh, we never got on the microphone.
But there was like one kid.
Yeah.
Who did like Screamo karaoke. They had Screamo songs at this karaoke bar.
Like Every Time I Die and like Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
Like deep cuts.
Like Under Oath.
Yeah. Not radio hits.
No.
The kid's doing Thrice.
Yeah.
In a strip mall.
And
in
he's
fucking
slam
South
dancing
Bend.
alone.
Yeah.
And then the person who goes up after him is doing like Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. In the year 2016 or whatever.
Here's Colby with Pierce the Veil up next. Proud to be an American. Lee Greenwood, get up here, Paul. And the Screamo guy did like backing vocals on everyone though.
He loved it.
Like he just had a second.
I hope he's still there.
I hope he never left
at this moment.
But I'll never forget what happened on the way in to that bar because we followed in
bunch of cops.
Me, you, and John Idy, who will probably never be on this podcast because his voice is weird and he's definitely listening to this. And
Hi,
John,
John.
you'll be on. John, once you come down here, you'll be on. It's fine.
Miss you, John.
Miss you, John. Love you, John. Miss you every day. We followed 2 cops in, and we overheard one cop say to the other, "What are we gonna do if we don't find him?" And then the other guy just goes, "We'll go home."
And this is especially interesting because we were getting bar recommendations at the club.
Yeah.
What should we do afterwards?
Yeah.
And
Where's the hot hip place?
Yeah. And some locals were like, well, there's this bar. Actually, if you want to do karaoke, you can go to this bar.
Yeah.
But somebody got stabbed there last story.
And then we were immediately like, we will go to the Stabby karaoke bar.
Yeah. Stabby-okie. We're there.
We're on the road. We're in our mid-20s. We need to fuck something up. Let's do this. I'm tired from doing an hour of mediocre comedy. Let's drink 58-ounce beers. And then the next day, all hungover,
went mini golfing.
went mini golfing. Just in front of all these just
children at their birthday parties.
Just us radiating booze. Just sweating everything
brown out. Just amber drops sweating from our brow.
just looking like that scene in probably the greatest movie of all time, Varsity Blues.
Good. I'm glad you prefaced it with that.
Varsity Blues, top 5. I can't even get it out. Listen, I got a minor in film from a Big Ten school, so I know about good movies.
Is that true?
Yeah,
you minored in film?
Film theory.
Wow. So not film, but the idea of film.
Yeah, so basically, I got an English degree, but instead of books, it was movies. It's so worthless. But I took enough film classes that my guidance counselor, what do they call it in college?
I guess a counselor?
I don't know.
Regular counselor.
The guy or whatever was like, hey, if you take these 2 film classes, you can get a minor in film. And I was like, I don't even own a camera. What are you talking about? He was like, no, it's like a different thing.
Something you can put on your piece of paper.
Yeah, it's like it'll look good on your resume. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But as a film theory minor from Michigan State University, a university that has never done anything wrong until the last 8 months, top 5 movies: Serpico, Battleship Potemkin.
What was that last word?
Battleship Potemkin.
I can make up movies too.
That's a real movie. It's from way back when. It's about a boat. Battleship even.
You don't say.
Taxi Driver.
Okay.
Varsity Blues. Hugo's really good.
Hugo, the clock movie?
Yeah, the clock movie. We watched that in class, and I was just like, what are we doing here? What are we watching?
What is this? Wow, we don't have any. Well, this friendship is, obviously solid, but I hope my credentials as a potential groomsman are not based on top 5 movies, because I haven't seen any of those.
You haven't?
I want to see Taxi Driver.
You should see Hugo. You should see Hugo.
Okay.
I'll
add that to my queue.
Oh, I love saying queue. I really do. Because it's very pretentious.
It is.
But it's now that Netflix took it up, actually they changed it. They're a list now. They have a list.
Oh, it's a list. Probably Q was too hard to spell for most of their audience. It's all vowels except for the Q.
Oh, goddamn. I tell you fucking what. I don't know what no Q is. Q. Give me a list. It means the same thing. Yeah, I know, but I know what list means. Well, it means the same thing. List.
But they spell Leest.
List. But the point is, we walked into that. I think it was like bowling, mini golf.
It was bowling. Bowling
go-karts.
Was its primary thing.
Yeah.
And then there was like mini golf, a really terrible arcade, and maybe the worst go-kart track you could imagine.
You know when you see a go-kart track and you're like, shit, that could probably fit in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
It was that.
It was definitely that. It was like there was like a height limit. Like usually it's like you must be this tall to ride something.
It's like you can't be over.
Yeah, if you're older than 9, this go-kart track is not for you.
No one over 5'7" is allowed in these go-karts because you're gonna break them. Yeah. You're gonna break the go-kart.
You and I narrowly
we're like, oh, thank God. Like they said 5'5", right? And they're like 5'7". I was like, okay, 5'5". I'm over 5'5". I can't do it. Totally can't do it. That was a good time. That was a good time. Let's talk about We Still Like You.
Sure.
I would like to talk about that because I'm fascinated with how it happened, and I like why it happens. I like why you guys do it. I like going to it. And I like all of you guys individually. As a group, no thank you. Individually, what a crew. So how did it start?
Sure. So I guess I'll start by saying, for those who don't know, We Still Like You is a live
please do
storytelling show in Chicago that I co-created with a couple other comics. And it also exists as a podcast, which is the aforementioned podcast Mike was referring to.
Very aforementioned. But
But,
how many times have you been on the podcast?
Not that many.
That's amazing.
In the early days, the people who host the live show, which is me, J. Michael Osborne, Danny Gallegos, Dan Sheehan, and Shannon Knoll, would host the podcast.
Yeah.
And this other guy named Jesse Batend would produce it, kind of put it all together.
Yeah.
In the last couple years, we have discovered this is inefficient because we're a bunch of dumbasses.
There's fucking 6 of you.
Yeah, and we'd only host a couple at a time, but we're so stupid that we're just bad at talking into microphones when there's not an audience.
Man, it really is very hard.
Yeah, because it's not conversational like this.
Yeah,
it's like trying to host a radio show, and when you're used to getting like some sort of feedback from audience, hopefully laughter, could be other things, but when you get no feedback and you can hear yourself talk, you start to freak out and self-sabotage. So we stopped hosting, and now Jesse hosts it.
Oh, cool. Just that's okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
And he's so good.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's great. So what's the plot?
The plot of this.
Plot of the show.
Yeah.
See how it's
were you a film minor?
Listen,
using words like plot.
Here's what I did. I would go to West Virginia with my iPhone, and I would film minors. I would film them going in with the canary.
Yep. Or you're like, this canary's going to come back later in a big way.
Listen,
and that's called foreshadow.
Don't forget about the canary. You forget about these dumb hicks, though. They're going to fucking die.
We got the clean coal now, though.
Oh, listen, they're going to clean up that coal. I'm going to say it right now. We are pro clean coal.
We got to get this dirty coal off the streets. Replace it with clean coal.
Clean coal.
The thing is, coal's not been bringing its best for a while now.
Coal works blue. And we need to book clean coal.
We need to book clean coal.
That is the dumbest thing anyone's ever said.
Yeah.
But going back to that broadcast thing about it being weird when you're not talking to anybody, when I was in college, going into my second year, sophomore year, some would call it, I wanted to be on the college radio station at Michigan State. Again, a university that has never done anything wrong until the last 8 months. And the tryout was just going in there and
not freaking out
when you're talking to yourself, because it was like in the basement of a dorm. No one else is in there. You're looking at a fucking wall, and you have to introduce songs. You got to do ad reads, and you got to make sure the mic's on after the song ends, which is very tough, honestly.
Yeah,
because like you're in your head about thinking, then you're like, I got to hit the.
There's all these. You're like in a spaceship. There's all these levers and buttons and knobs and
exactly. And when you're 19, you don't know how to run a spaceship, right? How many 19-year-old astronauts are there?
Almost none.
Almost.
Just Lance Bass. That's it.
Lance Bass and that damn monkey.
It's an old monkey.
It's a really old monkey. How long do monkeys live?
You know, as soon as I said it, I was like, I don't know how long. Maybe they live to be 30. I don't know. It'd be a young parrot and an old cat. I know that much.
And a young turtle. Let's go through the whole animal kingdom.
Yeah, young turtle. That's another.
You're a Christian. You know all about Noah and his giant boat.
Yeah, happened about 2,050 years ago, probably.
Just not a long time ago.
Yeah.
Recent history.
Right.
Contemporary American history. I've played Cincinnati so many times, and I always want to go down to that thing because it's like 40 miles away.
The Ark Museum or whatever.
Ark thing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that's where it is.
I want to go, but I feel like someone's going to find out that I'm really just making fun of them, and I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me by some Christians.
Is that different than the Creation Museum?
So I think they're made by the same people. It's made by the same, yeah, right? Aaron, our producer, on the ones and twos, he confirms they're made by the same people.
He's also our fact checker.
They're made by the same people, but they're like very close to each other, but they're very different things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
one's Genesis chapter 1, one's Genesis chapter 2.
Yeah. Which very important distinction.
Yeah.
In
Boy,
the Bible.
when they get up to Exodus, I cannot wait. We're going to get the 10 Commandments are already in front of a bunch of courthouses. So I guess you can go see those.
Do you think they'll be tone deaf enough to call the Exodus part the Jewseum?
Also, I don't think they're going to be clever enough to call it the Jewseum.
They're not ones for wordplay. We Still Like You is a very clever wordplay.
Oh, thank you. those of you who have been just hanging on for the plot of We Still Like You.
That's the one day of college rock radio
close.
that I remember. I just remember now. I tried to get that radio job just so I could promote the show that I was doing at a bar off campus. That was the only reason I wanted to do it.
Hey, that just makes you an entrepreneur.
Really?
Marketing genius.
Thank you.
Do you know your demographic was people who listen to a person trying not to go insane on college radio.
And also Arctic Monkeys. That's what they
Ooh, yeah.
It's a good band.
Yeah, great college band.
Anyway, We Still Like You.
Yeah, so it's a shame-inspired storytelling show. Mike, you've done it. You're doing it again soon, right? You're doing it in
October 6th.
That's right.
Which will be before this comes out, I think. But okay. I'm very excited to do it again. My triumphant return. The last time I did it was on my birthday, and I had been drinking for 12 hours before doing this.
And your next story will be about your birthday.
Be about how much I fucked up.
You're fine.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
Yeah.
That was back when it was at the house. It's not at a house anymore.
It's not at a house anymore. Yeah. So we started.
LA and Denver, still houses.
No, Denver's a bar too.
Okay, cool.
LA is a house.
Yeah.
And Louisville is a bar also.
Okay. Fleming run Louisville?
No. His girlfriend does.
Oh, cool. All right. Go on. Sorry.
So we started just three of us, and this was in a time, not to get all comedy historian on you, because what a pointless job that would be in Chicago. But this was in a
fucking history.
This was about 4.5 years ago. Oh, sorry, I should talk on mic. 4.5 years ago, and there was a hilarious bit of comedy scene drama where people were complaining that there were too many stand-up showcases. I don't know if you remember this, Mike.
Yeah, which is so ironic now.
I know. But really everybody was like, there's too many shows. Everybody's splitting audiences. And, I was in Chicago for less than a year.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something. So me and Danny Gallegos and Dan Sheehan got together, and we decided we wanted to do like a house show, like the punk rock shows that me and Danny at least would go to in college.
Yeah, for sure.
And we were like, well, a stand-up show might be kind of weird. Maybe we can do something that's more intimate. And we kind of settled on embarrassing stories. We were like, that sounds fun. So we go to Dan's apartment and we buy beer for everybody. And the idea is come to this storytelling show. People are going to admit things that make them embarrassed. And then we'll just get drunk afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was pretty good idea if you want other comics to come to your show. Is just promise that you'll get them shit-faced.
Yeah, there's free alcohol.
After 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So
that's less of a show and more of a hostage situation. Yeah. Listen, you come watch people bullshit for 90 minutes, and then, and only then,
will we give you PBR.
That we have not been keeping in a fridge for that 90 minutes.
No, the fridge isn't big enough. There's people live here. They got to hold their condiments or whatever. That's all. Comics only have condiments in their fridge. That's 100%, it.
100%.
So it started as this, and it pretty quickly, I'm trying to remember who really changed it. I want to say it might have been like Megan Gailey, who's a fantastic comedian.
Great comic.
Just skyrocketed.
Just got a show bought by either ABC or Fox.
I read that headline, yeah.
Yeah. Congrats to Meg. I've known Meg for a very long time. She's fantastic.
She's amazing.
Great.
One of my favorites ever.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, will not be allowed on this show, but go on. She's great.
Yeah, so she told a story that was straight up shameful.
Yeah.
Not just embarrassing, like, oops, I oops, I tripped and fell down, or oops, I peed my pants. Not that that's what people are doing, but
like you did at a Lucero show.
I did. Yes. Speaking of,
oh yeah, quick sidebar. Tyler just straight up like conscientiously pissed his pants.
I planned it.
Just like I can't go to the bathroom and back again.
we should clarify. This is. I mean, in the end, it didn't really work out, but
in the end, it didn't really matter. That's my favorite Lucero lyric, by the way. Favorite Lucero.
Mine is crawling in my skin.
Yeah. Mine is whatever Jay-Z says. Go on.
So me and Mike with some pals go to a Lucero show as some scumbags with hearts of gold
want to do. Yeah, that's Scumbag Central.
Yeah, and this is a special 3-hour Lucero show.
They play 2 sets. They play acoustic.
Yep.
And I got so fucking hammered at this show because the aforementioned Danny Yeagos brought purse whiskey.
That's right.
And that first set was boring.
Yeah, I was trying to not talk to people.
Yeah.
And to keep, because I know that's rude.
Yeah.
And, but to keep from talking, I had to keep drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Like oh man, it's so weird when a band you like does a shitty thing.
Yeah.
Like you feel like it's
just like, and like it's all sounded great, but when you're sold out standing room only at the Metro, you want to hop around a little.
The kids did not come for acoustic.
That's right. So by the time the second half rolls around, I've already gone to the bathroom once.
Yeah.
And we're pretty close to the stage. So I have forced my way through a pretty grumpy crowd of rockabilly fellas, just denim vests.
Yeah.
And no deodorant everywhere.
That tattoo where it's like a roadrunner or like a woodpecker. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's I don't know what that tattoo is, but I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. How often it happens, yeah. So I already made some dudes mad by cramming my way up to the front after having to go to the bathroom once. And I was like, they only got maybe 30 minutes left. I can't do this again. Yeah. And so I'm drunk and I'm thinking to myself, well, I got like water resistant biking pants on because I ride my bike everywhere. And I got waterproof shoes. I got I'm just going to go for it. Anybody steps in it, they're going to think it's beer.
I'm going to shoot my shot.
I hadn't seen Hamilton yet, but I knew that this was my shot. And so I just let loose. It took like minutes and minutes for my body to become comfortable with the whole thing.
What's the thought process like where it's just like, how do you talk yourself into, I'm going to piss myself in this crowd of people?
Well, basically what I just said. I was drunk enough to reason my way into it. Was like, it's going to be, it's going to do less harm. I was like, I'm very utilitarian about this. Yeah. I'm like, I'm doing more harm by interrupting people's experience by going back and then back through. Also, I'm missing the show.
Yeah.
No one gets hurt if I pee on the floor.
And at Cabaret Metro, to go to the bathroom, you have to go downstairs.
Yeah. There's a whole thing.
And then everyone was sweaty, too. So the smell probably wasn't going to track.
There was beer. My shoes were already sticky on the bottom. There was beer everywhere. So I let loose, pee for the second time that night, pants for the first time. And as soon as I start peeing, I'm like, oh, this feels so good. And then I'm like, oh, my underwear is cotton. This is staying with me until I get home.
Yeah, forever.
And my socks are normal socks. So I'm 2 for 4 on waterproof clothing. Yeah. I did not think this through. But I didn't have to miss the encore or nothing. So it was worth it.
Lucero, I hope they hear this one day. This old raspy ass Ben Nichols is like, oh man, well, I guess we were pretty on that night.
Yeah. I hope Ben would be honored.
I think he would be. I think that seems great.
That was my
Have you ever told that?
That was my 4th time seeing them, I think, also.
Yeah, I think we saw them again at Cobra Lounge, too.
I think that was before, wasn't it?
That was before.
Me, and Danny. And that was a sold-out show.
That was a sold-out show.
We got Danny to sweet talk the bartender.
That is the Gallego special. Danny's great. Like an all-time top 5er. Just the one of the funnest people in the world, I'd say.
So fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
Have you told that story about you pissing yourself at Lucero at We Still Like You?
I have, but only like a real short version of it. Because I know I made a silly joke like, "Oh, I peed my pants." There's a lot of really great fecal matter and urine stories.
Totally. You guys could do like you. Like, you know how Weird Al had like the food album? There's all the food
we could do just bodily.
We could do just piss and shit.
We could. Yeah. We
just
could also
dads.
Just episode. We could do an album of just piss and shit, and then an episode of just vaginal blood and cum. Like, we easily have both. Can I say cum on this podcast?
Yes, but you cannot say vaginal blood.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I didn't mean to.
No, you can say whatever you want.
Shedded uterine lining.
Menses.
So, yeah, I have, when I've hosted, I've told this story because it's pretty short. It's pretty, I could tell that story in 3 sentences, but I decided to draw it out for your audience.
It's fine. Also, I think the real premise of this show, more than me trying to find groomsmen, is me asking one question and it never getting answered.
Yes.
I think that's
so far, we're crushing
We're nailing it, dude.
This is the longest promo for my show I've ever been a part of.
Hey, happy to do it.
Yeah.
Happy to help you guys.
Yeah. So I guess we'll get back into it. So Megan Gailey tells, I don't remember the story, but just tells a straight up story that's like,
oh, you're a bad person.
Yeah, like she's the villain in this story, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we all turned, we pivoted the premise a little bit, and we're like, all right, this isn't just embarrassing, cute stuff. This is like stories where you're bad. Stories where you're in the wrong. You're not the hero. And turns out, maybe it's a lot of Midwestern shame. Maybe but it's, if I may say so, it took off. And
I 100% agree. Yeah.
So we did it in apartments for 2 years. We had to promote it in secret so that we had enough room for everybody. And we were doing it all under the table, and we would collect money and buy beer and pizza for people who stayed late enough for the after party. A couple of years ago, we moved into the Flatiron Arts Building in Wicker Park. We've been there for about 2.5 years now. Still going. Yeah.
Every first Saturday every month.
Yep.
It's great. It's such a fun hang, too. And there's still kind of an after party.
Yeah, we usually go to a towny bar. Typically, I'll give them a shout out. Ed and Jeans on Armitage.
Ed and Jeans is the best. I love Ed and Jeans.
It's so good. It's hard to find a sleepy, cheap bar like that in Chicago.
Especially in that neighborhood.
Yeah, like in any sort of North Chicago situation. Yeah. It's hard to find. They are a gym. Oh, I thought you said they're a gym. I was like, oh, yeah, a gym. And I just laughed. Yeah. Because that's a saying. We all go there, we work out.
Yeah. We go there, we work out. We look at the camera with a smirk.
Yeah. That's what you associate with gym.
That's what listen, I have 2 very shitty football knees. That's the gym for me these days, man.
Yeah. I associate going to the gym with wondering if people cleaned off the equipment as soon as I sit down to use it.
That's the other thing. I was going to a Planet Fitness for a while.
Mm-hmm. Not as good as Planet Hollywood, but
it's really not. Also, legally, I have to say, I wish it was a Planet Fitness dick up your ass. It's a legal binding thing, Tyler.
Right, I understand. You have this contract.
Listen, I don't want the lawyers, of which we have. I'm not gonna tell you how many lawyers we
can't. I don't know if I'm allowed to know.
Listen, those 6 guys shit. Anyway,
now I'm in trouble.
Oh boy, that's a dumb riff. I would go, and then I would just see everything was dirty all the time, and I stopped going because at this point I'm just using the elliptical and doing like upper body stuff, like weights and stuff. I'm taking any excuse I can to never go to the gym again.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you are easily or reasonably grossed out by other people's sweat all over stuff.
Yeah, the $9.99 a month gym isn't going to knock you out.
You talk yourself out of it.
Yeah. I would do this thing. It was right next to a movie theater, too. And I would do this thing where if I would walk by the movie theater and if there was a movie starting at any time that day, I wouldn't go to the gym. Just wouldn't go. They're like, oh, they're open? I'm not going to go.
Sorry. I'm going to go see
Transformers 12 or whatever. I don't want Transformers 12. Oh, man. I tell you what.
Yeah.
There is a reason that we're here, and that is to figure out when the shit hits the fan.
Uh-huh.
How are you gonna be when you're in the party, when you're in the inner circle? I can't call it inner circle.
When I'm with your boys, once you assemble the boys.
Once I get boys. Listen, once we find boys, then we'll have boys.
That's right.
First you get the boys.
That's man.
Then you get the money. Then you get the power. Then you get the women. And then...
That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, folks.
Something I learned about in film class. Okay, so I have some questions. And this is also... it should also be said, and I can't believe I forgot this up top. My girlfriend, also a comedian, also a stand-up comedian.
A great comedian.
A fantastic comedian. Some would say one of the best around in Chicago.
Yeah.
Between the lake and Chicago Ave. She's one of the best in that. I'm the other one. There's two of us in that neighborhood. We're both the best.
You guys have the market cornered.
Really do. Do we run any shows in that neighborhood? No, of course we don't. What are we going to run a show at? Fucking Rainforest Cafe? Not going to happen. Anyway, she has some questions.
She has questions for me.
She has questions for you.
Okay.
And there's a couple of them.
All right.
No pressure. But this is...
no pressure. I can pass on them if I want to.
You know what? Yeah. Don't pass on.
All right. I'll do them. I'll pretend like I'm under oath and I'll...
Yeah. Please bring out the massive Bible we have.
Yeah.
Or the massive Quran. I don't know. You gotta plan a bachelor party. Plan my bachelor party. What are we going to do?
Okay. So this is if I'm best man.
Yeah.
Or just teaming up. All right.
Sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
Also, I should also say, we are not engaged yet. We are not engaged yet.
She does not know about this podcast.
She does. Her family, on the other hand, does not. And I literally just thought, like, oh, fuck, they're going to think that, oh, no. Oh, no. Anyway, bachelor party. What do you got?
All right. Well, I think first and foremost, we got to get out of town.
We got to get out of Dodge.
We got to get out of here.
Okay.
Now, Mike, I know you're a big wrestling fan.
That is correct.
Respectfully, I don't dislike wrestling, but I've never gotten into it. So I feel like we're going to have boys amongst the boys who are big. They're wrestle heads. And then there's boys that are just, they like wrestling, but they don't really know about wrestling. Capital W wrestling.
Please describe the difference between wrestling and capital W wrestling.
Well, capital W wrestling is a professional sport.
Okay.
Full of, colorful personalities.
Thank you so much for calling it a sport.
It's it's a performative sport. Sure.
Yeah.
But, it's a sport. It's an event. It's got, it's people, it's their jobs. They do this.
Wrestlers is what you're
Wrestlers. Yeah. They're called wrestlers.
He's fucking crazy.
I didn't want to use I didn't want to use the word in the definition.
Yeah, that old canard.
Yeah.
I see. I hear you.
But then wrestling is just when you and your boys get a little drunk, you start kind of rolling around and
roughhousing.
Yeah, getting rowdy. I'm just saying, I think we got a bunch of rowdy boys. Some of them like capital W wrestling. Some of them just like rowdy business. And I think a good way to make everybody happy is we go see Monster Truck Derby.
Oh, okay. Can I tell you my history with what I like to call white trashier motorsports?
Yes, you may.
Flat Rock, Michigan. Yeah. Aaron, a fellow Michigander, also knows what I'm talking about. Flat Rock, Michigan, Flat Rock Motor Speedway. Figure 8 bus races.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. The craziest shit. So much fun. I believe you can get a Labatt Blue for $1.
Pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Middle of nowhere.
That's imported.
That is imported. It is imported. The finest Canadian water goes with probably the same ingredients as all the other beers. But yeah, so that's fantastic.
Okay.
What is that it?
I think that's daytime.
That's daytime. Okay.
Yeah, that's daytime.
Okay.
Nighttime, well, I don't want to be too obvious here, but I think we go to a townie bar and we do some karaoke.
Okay. And
if we need to, the boys will get together. We will bribe the DJ so that you can sing as much screamo as you want.
Not a genre that I enjoy, but I'll tell you what, for you,
or whatever genre you want to sing.
We're singing.
You want to sing some Bruce? You want to sing some Mellencamp?
I'll be honest with you. I couldn't think of a third screamo band. Wasn't there one called Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, Devil Wears Prada.
They were Christian, right?
In the Bible Belt, it was huge. To be a screamo band.
For whatever reason, Christianity and screamo decided to...
They melded in such... Because it's like the whole point of Christian music is the message, and you can't even hear the message.
Shit.
No. I don't know what's going on.
So wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I had all these friends are like, yeah, I'm straight edge. I love Norma Jean. And I was like, the country singer? And they're like, no, the band where they scream about God. What?
Oh, my God.
What world is this?
That is crazy. They were all, like, so many of them were secret Christians, too.
Yeah.
Like at least, say what you will about Creed and their lead singer, Skastop. They really wore the Christianity on their sleeve, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, they did.
So I could know from a distance. No, thank you.
They were not subtle about it.
Not at all.
And it didn't inhibit their success at all.
But I think it kind of did.
I mean, eventually. But, I mean, they had some big hits.
They were like, it's crazy when you think about Creed now, because they're like they're a fucking punchline. But at the time,
huge.
They were like up against like Britney and NSYNC on TRL. Crazy. And he was just like some guy with a fucking flowing shirt on a boat in that video.
Screaming about God accepting him. I remember
such a shit fucking singer too.
A young guitarist I subscribed to Guitar World magazine, and Mark Tremonti of Creed was all over that thing.
Not only was he all over that thing, they gave the riff on the chorus to hire. That won something called Riff of the Year. And I only know that because I was taking guitar lessons at the time, or a little bit after that, and my teacher in probably 2002, 2003 was still mad about that.
That makes sense.
You believe that fucking bull? Like, I do that in my sleep. Anyway,
so simple.
I taught you Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. Can you play that for me? And I'm like,
your homework was to learn Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. Yeah, man.
And I can't. I didn't. I'd never practiced. I was a bad guitar student, and I was a bad student. It's tough to...
Just didn't watch any movies.
That's when I really hit my stride, was in college.
When movies, I can do this homework.
Yeah. When it began, you have to watch Singing in the Rain? Yeah, I'll watch Singing in the Rain. I love singing, and I love the rain. All right. So that sounds like a good bachelor party. Yes. That seems like a good, solid bachelor party.
Yeah. So I think the key thing, other than it being karaoke, is, we'll get a little pot of money so we can cut in line anytime we want.
Okay.
To sing songs.
Okay.
And then we'll probably, we'll rent a cabin or something and we'll kill one of us.
My favorite part.
One of us is going to get injured in the woods, and we're like, we can't explain this. We're going to have to just, off him.
We shoot John Idy to put him down. Idy broke his leg, so we're gonna send his ass to the fucking glue factory.
That's right. And then we got stories forever, and secrets.
Secret stories. We still like you back into the apartments, baby. What's your shape story? Murdered my injured friend. Because I forgot about hospitals.
His wife's a nurse too, which is surreal.
His wife's a doctor, my friend.
A doctor? Oh, I'm an asshole.
You're totally fine.
I totally fine.
He's been gone for like 2 years.
Yeah, I know. His wife,
Dr. Linda.
Yeah.
Her name's Kristen, but this is probably going to come up every week. I call everyone's wife Linda.
Including
people.
And one day you will call your own.
Yeah. I'll be like, my Linda. Hey, is your Linda coming? That's the thing I do. It's not charming. It's not respectful. It is something I love. Anyway. Second question.
Yeah.
We got 4 of these.
Okay.
What are you going to do with the rings, man? You got to keep hold of the rings. What are you going to do with them? Where do you keep them?
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Someone comes to steal the rings. How do you ward them off? Ask your question, though. Sorry.
How long do I need to hold on to these rings for? What's the time period? Because I think I'm only supposed to
Great
hold on
question.
to him the day of the wedding, right?
Let's say rehearsal dinner to ceremony. 24 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours.
Gotcha.
And in that 24 hours,
Yeah.
someone tries to steal them. I'm not going to tell you who.
The ghost of John Idy tries to take the rings back.
Hey, you guys got rings? That's so good.
He's alive. He sounds like Ray Romano, but his ghost sounds like Brad Garrett.
Raymond?
Hey, you guys got the rings?
Hey, you guys got the rings?
Okay, this is a great question. Now, for those of you who can't see me, who don't know what I look like, of course you cannot see me at the moment. I wouldn't say that I'm an intimidating figure.
It's the understatement of the century. It's the understatement of the century.
I have never been called intimidating or anything close to that. So if someone tries to take these rings, I'm gonna have to get a good hiding spot.
Okay, yeah.
So I think what I would do to make sure that these rings are safe is I would just get some decoy rings.
Oh, that's very smart.
Yeah, and I would lean into the perception that I might be a coward in a physical situation. I get some decoys, and I throw them and run, and I scream, "I'm sorry, Mike and Linda," as I run away. And the thief knows, the ghost knows that these. He doesn't know, but he believes that these are the rings that will bring him back to life.
It's like, that guy, what a pussy, but he wouldn't have acted like that if he weren't very scared of me.
That's right.
Also, you're a ghost, man. Everyone's scared of you.
True. Fair enough. Yeah.
That's good. I liked that a lot.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that response.
I think I would keep the rings in like an inner breast pocket. And then I keep the...
not the outside boy, the inside.
The inside.
The inside guy. Okay.
But I keep the decoys in my main pocket.
Okay.
Probably right front pocket.
Okay.
Because I keep my phone in my left front pocket.
Okay. This is just a manual on how to mug you later.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
You're fine.
Yeah, so I reach in, throw them, scream and run.
Let me ask you this.
Get back to the cabin or hotel safe.
I guarantee you, the wedding is not going to be anywhere near a cabin. It's going to be...
Well, that's a bummer.
We're not going to have a woodsy wedding, Tyler. I'm so sure of that. Let me ask you a question. This is completely off topic. This doesn't have anything to do with your screening as bestman.
Okay.
That little... In your jeans, that little pocket in the front there?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What are you putting there? Do you put stuff in there?
Almost never.
Yeah, okay.
The only time, and this is...
Aaron, our producer, just made a motion like it was for blow.
Oh, I could see that.
That's what he does. I don't.
Is that what?
I don't touch the rowdy powder. I make my fucking heart explode. Look, I sweat walking upstairs. I'm not gonna
right. Yeah.
Fucking Colombian bam bam.
Yeah.
I put my antidepressants in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say when I've used it, and this is very out of character for me, but when I've had to assemble something or fix something, I've put like screws and bolts and stuff.
Oh, that makes sense.
They're easy to reach.
Welcome to Pocket Talk. It's our new podcast. Talk about pockets.
Keys, maybe. Like if I have a single key, not on a key ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like for a toy chest.
Yeah.
Like for a cupboard.
Somebody's
that's going to make a toy come to life.
Somebody's like, here's the key to my house. I left my carabiner at home.
Yeah.
Put that in there.
Okay.
There you go.
I get it. All right.
Safekeeping pocket.
Yeah. Cool.
Also, all my drugs. I got mushrooms spilling out of this pocket.
Oh, hey, would you say you wanted $70,000 worth of ecstasy pills? Tiny pocket.
It's like a clown car, really.
Yeah. It's a clown car for your goods. All right. We got two of these left.
That was question 2.5.
That is a thing I ask everyone when it comes up, and I don't know why. It's not that interesting. Okay, so this is a wedding that I went to recently. featured a mother of the bride who was, let's call it temperamental.
Okay.
She has a lot of anger stuff happening. They needed to have a contingency plan in case they needed to be
dealt with. She's a little fiery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I bring this up because I have people on my side of the family who are also fiery. My dad, I have no problem saying this, is a bit of a dumbass, and he likes to be the spotlight. And how is a Tyler Snodgrass, producer of the We Still Like You show and podcast, Banjo Supernova, how are you going to deal with a rowdy family member? What's your contingency plan? What's your black operations? How you SEAL Team 6 and my Uncle John?
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So, I think my best plan of attack is to be proactive.
Okay.
So, I think if I'm gonna keep them a little distracted, a little content, and a little incapacitated, my best move is real sticky candy. So I'm talking like sugar daddies.
Please explain what you mean by that.
Something you gotta really chew on, like
Laffy Taffy, saltwater taffy. So you're gonna give
Milk Duds.
Oh, Milk Duds are, in theory, they're great.
Yeah.
In practice, those are in your teeth for months.
But you can never turn one down.
You never can.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get a bunch of Milk Duds. I need a list. I need your guys' help. You and Mal gotta give me a list of the people that I need to incapacitate with Milk Dud mouth. I'm just gonna kind of mosey through the ceremony.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, you want some more Milk Duds?" And they're not gonna say no because they don't know what I'm up to.
No, they just think you're being nice.
Yeah, and
they just think you're a fun stranger with candy.
Yeah, and if there's an opportunity,
shout out to that lady who was on that show, Strangers with Candy.
Amy Sedaris.
Yeah, her brother is a writer.
He is.
And he's, anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'm just gonna do that because my thinking is you might miss an opportunity. You might not even hear an opportunity to act up.
Yeah.
Because you're so content. You got this candy in your mouth. You're kind of focusing on it, and also maybe you do hear something and you want to holler. Well, too bad you're tonguing this Milk Dud that's in your tooth, and you're gonna miss your opportunity because you're too busy trying to unstuck your mouth.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If they do make a move physically, will you throw down a jar of marbles so they slip when they're running down the aisle?
I could also do that.
Okay,
I'd
cool.
be happy. I would be happy to Home Alone your wedding if that's what it takes.
You are like, that is such a classic, like, oh man, we're 8 years old and we're going to fuck something up. Give them some sticky candy. That's so rad.
That's my thinking. I just know that would disarm me probably.
Yeah.
I love candy.
What's your favorite candy?
Oh boy, I'm real into gummies. Like
I can't do any of that stuff anymore.
Swedish Fish is a go-to for me.
Yeah.
And then
Swedish Fish. I like Swedish Fish. That's the one gummy I can still get into.
Yeah. And you know what? I've rediscovered this since my childhood. Take 5 bar. Wow.
Yes.
They're so good.
It's number one with a fucking bullet for me.
Yeah.
God, I love the Take
Sweet
5.
and salty. There's so much going on.
There's so much going on, but it all makes
Smooth,
sense.
There's crunch.
It all makes sense. Listen,
Perfect.
when Vivaldi finished the Four Seasons,
He didn't know he was missing a 5th one.
he didn't know he was missing the 5th one, and that was pretzel, motherfucker. It's so good.
So good.
So good.
What are your top candies? I'd obviously take 5.
Man, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is so good.
It's classic.
It's a classic. I found out
Can't really fuck with it.
I like hearty candies. I like something with some oomph. So I like the Take 5. I like
Snickers.
the Snickers. I like as well. And that's honestly it. Mal loves like a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
You want to eat something where when you're done, it feels like you ate something.
Yeah, I want to eat the candy that's closest to meat. Does that make sense? That makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, the closest thing to like a sandwich, but it's just candy. That's the kind of shit I like. And any day of the week, I'd rather have like beef jerky or something. It's just
which is kind of the candy of meat.
You're telling me, brother. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this: the way I stopped, I used to dip. I used to chew tobacco when I would do the road a lot because it would keep me up.
Right.
And they make dip that's just cut up, really finely ground beef jerky. Oh. So you basically have a dip in, but it's jerky.
Just meat.
It's just meat. Yeah.
I could get into that.
Yeah, dude.
It sounds dangerous.
Way tight. And our friend Liz Ziner has a pouch of it, or a tin of it with her almost all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Shout out to probably future guest Liz Ziner and her husband, Jacob. And their dog, Wally.
I've got friends. I know.
Cool, man.
I know multiple people. Who,
sounds good.
Not to brag, but they've been smokers, and in their attempt to stop smoking, they've started dipping.
It's not a good alternative.
Yeah, guess what? You do both now.
Yeah, oh, Jesus.
Every time.
They would be
and then they have to stop dipping so they can eventually stop smoking.
Man, when I was in ROTC in college for 1 year before I quit, because the Army's
you don't have to explain
scary.
It to me.
I don't have to at all. There would be dudes that would like dip, but they would be drinking a beer while they're dipping. Isn't that filthy?
You're gonna swallow some of that.
Yeah, but
or all of it.
And I think they were swallowing all of it, but with like Natty Light maniacs. But now they're defending our country.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Truly putting their bodies on the line.
Really? Yeah. Oh, jeez. You got to feel alive somehow. I get it. Okay, so here we are with the last question.
Okay.
How do you feel about how you've been doing so far?
In the interview?
In the questions.
I feel pretty good.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like we're chumming it up. I feel like you appreciate my innovative ideas, my innovative cowardly ideas.
Listen, I wasn't going to bring up, but like, do you really want to have like aggro going down on your wedding day? Do you really want to have confrontations on her big day?
No, you don't.
That's what I want to stress right now. This isn't me trying to like become the focal point of the wedding. This is me just trying not to look like an idiot with no friends. It's all
I get it. I get it.
I just don't want it to seem like,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why we're not talking about fucking centerpieces, because I don't give a shit about that. He does though. And I'll tell you what, there's some good ones out there and some bad ones out there. Let me talk about it for 55 minutes.
Your new hour.
Well, the old one wasn't getting me booked either. Final question. Final thing on the docket as I throw my Post-it notes around. The last thing you do as the best man, as a groomsman, you got to give a toast. Let's hear that toast, buddy.
Giving the toast right now.
I'd like for you to give the toast right now.
Okay.
Do you want me to count you down?
No, I'm just letting everybody settle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There we go.
That's the best Foley work that's ever been done in the studio. Right.
All right, we're gonna do the toasts, everybody, so we can get back to drinking. In just a moment. I assume there's an open bar at this wedding.
It's actually it's an open bar where there's just drinks strewn about everywhere. And you just pick them up. You just pick one up.
Just coolers.
Yeah, just coolers. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's no way that's going to happen. There's just a regular open bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll say something like that. Something light, easy. Like, I'm a little nervous actually to give this speech because I do public speaking all the time, but now it's serious. Right, this time it matters. This isn't a bar at 2 a.m. This is my best friend Mike and Mallory's wedding. So I don't mean to fall back on old habits, but is anybody celebrating anything tonight?
Oh, that's so good. That's perfect. And then somebody undoubtedly is going to be like, "Yeah, my birthday." my fucking my Uncle Skip, who's had 2 strokes, is just like, "Oh yeah."
All right, get it. Get some milk duds in that guy's mouth. All right, we got to move on. Anyway, I just want to say I'm really, really proud of my 2 friends, not only for what they've accomplished in their lives and that they've made it this long and that they're going to continue to do amazing things together. But I'm proud of Mike in particular. Because he look who he's marrying.
Oh, there you go.
Good Lord. See, this is in parentheses here. This is the trick is as the best man. I'm not going to do something like that. Me and Mike, one time we got drunk in South Bend and it was a nightmare. I'm not going to tell these stories.
Yeah.
I don't have bad stories to tell anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use you as a way to compliment your wife.
That's fantastic.
And that's the plan.
That is... Listen, as a plan of attack, I think that's fantastic. How are you gonna wrap it up though? Because all these speeches, they crescendo at the end, into a moment that makes everyone, including my dumbass 2-stroke Uncle Skip, cry his dumb Temperance, Michigan balls off. He doesn't know how podcasts work. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, it's gonna be a couple minutes of compliments. Yeah. It's gonna be real sweet. There's gonna be a couple, hee-haws in there,
So people are gonna come up out of the grain and tell a shitty one-liner and then go back down?
Yeah, that's the plan, yeah.
Hee-haws.
Yeah.
I'm 29 years old.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there'll be a couple laugh lines, hopefully, But mostly it's gonna be pretty sentimental.
Okay.
Pretty sincere. And then I think the button at the end is talking about how, you know what, it's not so crazy that you 2 found each other. And it's just all this stuff about how it's really beautiful. You guys complete each other. Oh. You guys are going to make a great pair because you have so much in common, but also you build each other up in ways that you couldn't have planned on. It's going to be pretty classic, I think. If I'm being honest. It's got to be classic, but...
Dude, it's a wedding.
It's a wedding.
It's got to be classic.
It's got to be. Look, if you're going to engage in this, no offense, outdated institution, I might as well play the hits.
It took until the last couple minutes of the first episode for it to come up. Guys, I know you can just elope. I know you can just get married wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Our buddy Dave just got married. He tried to get married at City Hall and the line was too long. And so he just went the next day. That's not what happened. But what I'm saying is, again, this is going to be something that Mal wants to do, and I would like for me to keep up my end of the bargain,
definitely,
and not show up basically alone,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So into the speech is crescendoing, as you so well put, great word choice, into something about how this isn't just something to do. This is symbolic of how you 2 belong together and how you bring people together. And we're so lucky that fate has brought you together. Something like that.
Lovely. That's, man. That was good.
That was off the dome. Imagine
if you have...
if I have time to write it.
15 minutes to write that.
As an English major, that as another English major, I could really probably do something.
Really put some... Sprinkle some Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, for sale, baby shoes never worn.
Ooh.
We're gonna get that level of sentimentality in there.
My favorite short story.
Yeah.
I love it. because the baby dies and it's short.
And it's so short.
It's so short.
My favorite short story, my short favorite story. I'm going to go.
All right. Well, see you later. Trevor.
What the fuck?
I'm so sorry. One of my best friends that I started with.
Wow.
He's texting me right now because the Lions are playing his name, Trevor. I'm very sorry about that. Trevor Smith, shout out. Future. I'll probably never have him on the show. Tyler.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me on this maiden voyage, the first one. You did a great job.
Mitchell, thank you so much.
Listen, Taylor. You and Ronnie and Dran.
Look, Nick, it has been a real pleasure. It's been an incredible time.
My family in Ireland does call me Mick. It's lovely.
A little racist, too.
They're also Irish. It's like we can say it to each other. I don't know. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
You did a wonderful job.
Thank you so much.
You'd be an asset to any groom party.
Mike, that means a lot.
Except for mine. You peed your pants in public. I can't have you. Get the fuck out of here. Get the F out of here.
It feels like it was a trap the whole time.
Oh, man. This guy can't win because he's no fucking good. Quit bringing in these rats, Aaron. Tell them where you're going to be in the middle of October, please.
Well, I'll be at... Sorry, I don't know how to use... I work for a technology company. I don't know how to use my own phone.
Are you not allowed to say which one?
I'd just rather not.
Good call.
They got a lot of privacy stuff. You've probably figured it out by now. But I'll be...
It's AskJeeves.com.
Yeah, for Alta Vista.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Improv Shop in St. Louis.
Ooh, okay.
On Friday, October 19th.
Nice. That is
That's a Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, October 19th is a Friday.
It is a Friday.
I haven't been listening to you this entire time. Trogdor. Oh, man. Remember when the internet had 3 things on it?
Yeah, I do remember this. It was pretty good.
I miss it.
And then we still like use every first Saturday of the month. So by the time this comes out, you'll be able to catch me on November 3rd at the Flatiron Arts Building in Wicker Park.
Yeah.
Telling a story or hosting or hanging out. We still like you.
And if it comes up before that, probably won't. October 6th, I'm there, and I can't wait to tell you about the weirdest breakup I ever had, which literally happened during a show.
Cannot wait.
Oh, man, it was fucking ridiculous. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Tyler, thank you so much. At Tyler Snod on all the social medias?
On the Twitter, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then Instagram?
Instagram is Snodzilla, embarrassingly enough.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
What
man.
a blast. This was so much fun. I'm Mike O'Keefe at the Mike O'Keefe on everything. October 15th is my birthday show at Best Night Ever at the Gman Tavern, a show I host every single Monday night at 9 o'clock.
Great show.
Please come out. 9 o'clock every Monday. If you mention this podcast, I will buy you a PBR. There it is.
It's out there now.
It's out there now. One person at a time. I will build up my empire of multiple idiots. And we will ruin my wedding. And then October 23rd, I'm at Chicago Under Iron Comedy at the Beat Kitchen in Chicago. October 25th, Two Brothers Roundhouse, Aurora, Illinois. Tyler, thank you again so much.
It's been a great time, man. Thanks for having me.
The greatest time. Thank you. Goodbye for now. Till death do us fart. This is Multiple Idiots. Thank you so much.